So we currently have an unordered list on our screen that has a child of a list item with the child text of sushi. So how can we render multiple children underneath the same parent? So as an example, what if I wanted to render two list items, both as children of my unordered list? All right, so let's begin by taking this React element and creating a copy of it. So I'm just literally going to copy this code right here and paste it below. And I'm going to rename these constants so there's no conflicts. This one I'll call list item 1, and the one below I will call list item 2. And this will also be a React element representing an li with this class, except for the string here. I'll change this from sushi to steak, just so we have two distinct list items. And here, of course, we were previously referencing list item React element. Let's change this to be list item 1. So this should hopefully make sense, and if I save this, we shouldn't see any changes on our screen. However, as we just talked about, I'd like list item 2 to also be present. So how can I add it as a child of the unordered list after list item 1? So as it turns out, the createElement method can accept any number of children, and those children will be the third argument and any argument afterwards. So createElement can actually accept any number of sequential arguments after the first two, because the first argument will always be the element type, in this case UL, the second argument will always be the props object, and then from that point forward, the third argument and anything after that to infinity will be the children. So if I want list item 1 and then list item 2, all I can do is provide a comma and simply pass in list item 2 as the next argument in line. All right, so right here I'm going to write in list item 2, save that. And when the page refreshes, you'll see we have an unordered list with two list items. So we have a parent React element of the UL that now has two children. Now you might be curious, how is this being represented in the children property in the actual console output? So let's take a look at that. We're going to bring up the console. Here is our top level object, and this is our output of the unordered list, the UL. So if I expand this, we can see its type is UL. Here are our props, and in props, we're going to find children. And take a look, it's actually an array of React elements. So previously we have seen within the props object that children could be a piece of text. It could be a single React element, as we saw in the previous lesson when we had the single li React element or list item. Now, because React needs some kind of data structure to store multiple children, well, whenever you need to store multiple things, the most obvious data type in JavaScript is an array. So children in this case will be an array of React elements, and React will know to render all of them as children within the parent, which is the unordered list. So you can see if I expand this one, this is our first React element for the list item. And here the props have the children of sushi. So that's this one right here in our code editor. And then the second element in this children array is the React element representing the list item with a child of steak, right? So that's the second one right here. And predictably in our DOM, the way this looks is here we have our div with an ID of root. Here we have our unordered list, and React has added both children as direct children of the unordered list. All right, so simply by passing in these two arguments sequentially to the createElement method, we were able to render them both as direct descendants, direct children of the unordered list. All right, that's all there is to cover in this lesson, so I will see you in the next one.